Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls seem polite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect.
Wagwan people, just a quick update here. These next 2 episodes are going to be post-com because I recorded with my microphone muted without even realising, and obviously by the time I had realised I'd already filmed 2 episodes, so it was a little bit too late to do anything to change it. So we're going to post-com the next 2, but on the one after these 2 we'll be back to normal. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Yo guys, here we see that Austin Gale and Zach Jules have both been called up to their respective national teams, which is pretty cool for a League One team. Obviously Scotland are more likely to look around for different players from different leagues, but for Austin Gale to be called up, that's pretty massive, to be fair. And it's pretty good for us as a club because it shows that we're getting some recognition around England, that if they're looking at our players to take into the England squad, it shows that we're getting some recognition. Also here we have James Cross finishing his left wing back training. It doesn't do too much to change him. The other youth lads are still growing, but I wouldn't say there's anything incredible right now, but we'll leave them and see how they grow. We start off with our game against Plymouth and Lewis Hardcastle, but as you can see here, I forgot that in League One, international breaks aren't a thing. So we don't have Austin Gale or Zach Jules for this game, which means we're going to be having to rotate them out of the squad, obviously, which is, when we're going into a pretty big game, that's a pretty big loss to have. Obviously, showing Lewis Hardcastle there coming back to Holker Street for the first time since he left the club in a swap deal for Luke Jeffcott. I was looking forward to this game. I was a little bit anxious considering that we weren't going to have Zach Jules and Austin Gale. Obviously Austin Gale's been absolutely massive for us so far this season with his goal contributions from midfield, his assists from midfield, his movement. It's been pretty huge, so John Buckley had a chance here to prove he can fill in that role should we need him to in the future if Austin Gale does leave. And also Chexuma Horo has a chance at the back to sort of, I'd say, build himself as the rotational centre-back that we've been looking for. So, we'll see. We start this game against Plymouth by just passing the ball around, keeping it moving, getting all the lads early touches early on. Elliott drops into space as he loves to do. Finds Adamu. Adamu goes back to Tom Beadling, still holding onto the ball, who goes out wide to Harry Brockbank. Then we go into Kanu, who then Adamu tries to find Elliott. It's cut out, but then the goalkeeper, who receives a pass from the defender, decides to pass it straight back into Elliott's feet. From that position, really, you have to say that Elliott's definitely not going to miss that. I don't know what the goalkeeper was thinking, why he didn't decide to just hit it long, but yeah, he just literally gives us a free goal. Thanks, keeper. Like, maybe he wants to transfer, maybe he's wanting to go up to the Championship. I mean, that's not the way to prove it, because I'm definitely not going to be signing you off the back of a performance like that. But a nice early 5-minute goal gives us the 1-0 lead over Plymouth, who we were expecting to be a pretty tough team. In the 7th minute here, Junior Adamu nips in, steals the ball, plays it to Elliott, and Elliott plays a beautiful ball around the 2 centre-backs, finds Idris Kanu, who runs through on goal and slots home. Elliott is something else when it comes to assists. Like, that is absolutely incredible, that pass. Look at this. Got a man in front of him. The defender doesn't even know where the ball is. Idris Kanu obviously makes a great run to give Elliott the option to play it there, but it's so well weighted. It's a great pass through. Elliott has he's changed our team completely, basically. We loved Mike Jones. He didn't get the chance to really play that cam role like he probably could have done. But bringing Elliott in, he's been absolutely incredible. Following that goal, Plymouth would have a pretty big spell of possession. They'd hold on to it well, and a good passing move here would find Plymouth finding their first goal against us in this game in the 16th minute. I've got no complaints about that goal, really. It was just a really good passing move by Plymouth. They find the extra man in basically every area. 1, 2, 3, lay off there, and then it's a great finish from McLeod. I really don't have any complaints. They just did well there. We go through here in the 33rd minute with Idris Kanu, who cuts back and tries to curl one far post. Unfortunately, he doesn't get it on target, but it was a good attempt from Idris. Again, following that, it was a massive spell of possession for Plymouth. They didn't do a lot with it. We were pretty defensively sound. We were playing very good counter-attacking football this game. Literally streaming forward as soon as we lost the ball. Oh, sorry, as soon as we won the ball, should I say, not lost. As you can see here, we literally get one tackle in and find our way all the way to the edge of the box within probably about 5 seconds. Unfortunately, that one doesn't come to anything because Tom Beadling can't tuck it home. He ends up putting it straight at the keeper, but we do go into half-time with a 2-1 lead. Plymouth again come out, have a lot of possession in the second half, do very well. They're very tricky to get the ball off of. They've got a lot of players that dribble very well. Kagossi does go in there though and win the ball, play one ball out. Idris Kanu plays it back to John Buckley. John Buckley slides through a lovely pass back to Idris Kanu. Our counter-attacking football is exquisite, and Idris Kanu can easily tuck that one away for us to give us a 3-1 lead, give us a 2-goal buffer back, and really give us a little bit more assurance that we could be walking away with a victory in this game. Our counter-attacking football recently has been absolutely sublime. We've really just carved teams apart. They can't keep up with the runs that our front three make. Elliott drops into space, which then pulls another defender away. So it leaves space in behind for Idris Kanu and Junior Adamu to run, and Austin Gale when he's playing. So we end up getting a 3-1 lead. But Plymouth really did give us a very, very tough game. They had a lot of possession. They were working the ball around well. They were holding onto it well. They're quite hard to tackle. But where they fell down was when we counter-attacked, they really had nothing to cope with it. We sort of sliced through them every time. Towards the end of the game here, you can see that Plymouth are pressing us a lot higher, not giving us avenues out. We do eventually find an avenue out with Tom Beadling here. He holds on to the ball. Adamu makes a very good run there, but I spotted it too late. We managed to get the ball through still. It's a great whip in from Josh Kay there into the danger area. I thought Buckley might try and burst in and get on the end of it. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. And Plymouth end up coming away with the ball and get a late attack. Find McLeod out wide. We do close that avenue off, but they keep playing it around very well. We pressure McLeod to go down to the byline. He does find his way all the way over to the byline, where we switch over to Harry Brockbank to put a challenge in. End up putting McLeod on the ground, and I decide at that point that we're going to make a couple subs just to try and waste a little bit more time. Try and play out, but we immediately give the ball away. Plymouth go into the box, we try and clear again, but they get the ball back again, work it around well, and it's a good shot, but Lance Harris says, don't worry about this one, lads, I'm in good form at the moment, I'll handle this one, just grabs it out of the air like it's nothing, and earns us the 3-1 victory with that save. The boys did well to walk away with the victory. I think we played fairly well, to be honest, so I think we deserved it. Following that game, you can see that we take a 2-point lead with Barnsley still having a game to play, but we finally sit at the top of the table in this title race against Barnsley, which is I'd say it's a moral victory for us right now, since we've struggled so much against them. Barnsley are in very good form still, so we are pushing them all the way, but they are pushing back and definitely not letting this be an easy one. but it's fun to have some have a difficult title race. You don't want to walk to the title all the time. The board also congratulate us on the shirt sales. We hit the target that they asked us to hit, which is always nice to get a little congratulations from the board. I can imagine that most of those shirts are Adamu, Kanu, Elliot and Gale shirts, but I don't know. There could be other favourites within the team that I'm not aware of, but I'd imagine that most of them are those players, considering they really are talismans this season so far, I'd say. You can see here we have a couple objectives that we failed. I'm not too bothered. I think we're still doing pretty well. After that, we can see Barnsley do play their game and do get a win, so they go back top of the table. We also have our game against Oxford United coming up here. Oxford, I seem to be having trouble this season against teams like Oxford, Burton, those sort of teams. Maybe it's teams in yellow. That could be what the problem is. But yeah, we go into this game against Oxford here. Obviously, coming off the back of the win, we were feeling quite confident in this one. But we do, unfortunately, give away an early free kick. Also, Gale and Jules return for this game. But from that early free kick, Matty Taylor does score and give Oxford an early lead. Really, you have to say we need to be doing better to defend that free kick there. And from our kickoff as well, Oxford win the ball back from us once again. And within the first 8 minutes of this game, we find ourselves 2-0 down. So a very fast start from the Oxford lads rocks us back on our heels. Luckily, we are in such great form, and in the 32nd minute, we end up getting a goal back with Idris Kanu, and then from their kickoff, we steal the ball from them, work it into their box, hold it up for a while, and Idris Kanu finds his second goal of the game. So we hit them with a quick double just after they hit us with a quick double. That is how things will be going into half time. As you can see there, both goals coming within 4 minutes of each other in this game, for all 4 goals, should I say. Besides from our equalisers, we have to wait till the 32nd, but then we have the goal 4 minutes afterwards. We dominated the majority of this game. We decide here to take Junior Adamu off to save him a little bit of stamina, give Luke Jeffcott a run out. Yeah, we did dominate the majority of this game. We had the more possession and dangerous opportunities after their goals. We play the ball around well here after winning it back from the corner that we did nothing with, and Idris Kanu completes his hat-trick in the 70th minute. And in the 84th minute, Idris Kanu decides, I've got 3, might as well get 4, and finishes off the game for us really in the 84th. There's not really much chance Oxford are going to come back here, and as you can see by this highlight, in the 90th minute, that's the end of the game. Idris Kanu comes through with 4 goals. As you can see, we had 60% possession, so we were dominating the game and probably did deserve to win it. After that game, Callum Gribbin finally completes his training to become a central midfielder. I think he's probably going to be utilised more in that role than he will be in the cam role. His shooting isn't at the level that I need it to be for someone who's in cam. He's got decent passing stats on him, so I think if he can be that player that I bring on to sort of hold a little bit more and then manage to play out, possibly more of a defensive partner alongside Tom Beadling. I mean, Austin Gale, we've seen this season, has been very defensively sound. However, I'd like someone off the bench that can also do the same job. So we are going to train his defending stats to see if he can do a little bit better in there. Also, after that, I decide, since we now have a central midfielder in Callum Gribbin, let's put John Buckley up to cam, because John Buckley, when we've used him in that cam position, has performed very well and managed to nick himself some goals here or there. So we decide, John Buckley, you can be a permanent cam for us. We also check on Dior Angus's training, but I don't think that's probably going to complete. It still had, I think, 131 weeks left on it or something like that, and I just can't see it completing. But the last thing we decide to do in the development plans here is give Matthew Platt a bit more of a defensive development plan so that he can work on his defensive stats. They're not bad right now, but 64 defending is not the sort of top level that you need off a centre back, and it sort of gives me a little bit of an edge. Like I don't like the feeling of having a non-defensively sound centre back. As you can see there, we did have a press conference. I decided to cut it because we didn't really need to go through the same spiel that we go through every press conference. Junior Adamu is the top goal scorer in the league at the moment, and we face Hull City in a tough game because they are currently 3rd place in the table, so they're pushing up for promotion. They want an automatic promotion spot. We go back to our strongest lineup here after the comeback win against Oxford, in which we almost slipped to a defeat. Well, I wouldn't say we almost slipped to a defeat, actually. I'd say we were okay. We come up against Hull City, as I said. They've got a pretty strong team. We know Malik Wilkes, George Honeyman are definitely danger men within this team. Greaves and McLaughlin, I know, are younger centre-backs, which is interesting to see them playing. But the Barrow boys at the moment are in a quick starting form. Bar the Oxford game, when we play games we start very quickly. Play the ball around here, lovely little ball around the corner from Elliott, finds Austin Gale, who breaks into the box and slots home in the 9th minute to give us the lead. Nice little bit of play from the Barrow lads, and that's a nice little spin on the ball to find Austin Gale. Austin Gale then does Austin Gale things and slots home. He's been very clinical in the box this season so far. I'm enjoying him a lot. I'm going to be really sad if we end up losing him next season or in January. Don't think I'd let him go in January just because I don't think I'll probably be able to find a replacement for the rest of the season, so it'll probably be next summer that he would leave. I will be extremely sad to see him go. However, much like the Plymouth game, I found Hull City were very good on the ball, but they didn't do a lot with it. We managed to get the ball from them there and then play it all the way out in our typical quick fashion. Harry Brockbank breaks through on goal and has a shot. Unfortunately, the shot does go straight at the keeper. It doesn't challenge the keeper too much, I wouldn't say. Again, Hull City have another big spell of possession. They play the ball around well. They're very good at keeping hold of the ball. George Honeyman was a very tricky player to tackle. And you can see there, they play around well there. The striker finds a little bit of space, takes a shot, but it's a good save by Lance Harris. We nick the ball off of them there, and once again, in our typical Barrow fashion, a quick counter-attack. We play through Idris Kanu. Idris Kanu slots home, and we're about to go absolutely wild, but unfortunately, it ends up being given as offside. Idris Kanu's run goes just a little bit too soon. Could have held it for a couple more seconds. You can see here, he's just a leg offside. So unfortunately, as much as it's a great counter-attack, we don't get anything from it. Following that, Hull City again have another big spell of possession. We sit back in like we love to do. They play around with the ball following their corner. Work the ball around very well. We get a challenge in there, but it falls back to him, and I cannot understand how that player has missed that shot from that area. But halftime we will go in with a 1-0 lead. Probably a lucky 1-0 lead, you would have to say, but a 1-0 lead nonetheless. Again here, they have a good spell of possession, but we come away with it. Kanu finds Adamu here. Adamu is going to break into the box, and it's an absolute smashing finish, to be fair. I wasn't 100% certain that from that area he was going to be able to finish that, considering the keeper probably had his entire goal covered, but he decides to just put a lot of power on it and slots it home. So I'm not gonna complain about that. See there, I thought the keeper was definitely going to get a hand to that and parry it away, but he just puts it a little bit far enough away from the keeper, and there's so much power on it that I don't think the keeper can react in time. So it's another great goal from Junior Adamu in what is a great first season from the lad. After that, we go probably as route one as you can possibly go. A long kick from the keeper, misjudged by the defender, finds Idris Kanu. Idris Kanu decides to chip one into the box. Junior Adamu is planted in the middle. I wasn't 100% certain that Junior Adamu could finish headers. We've seen him get to a lot but not finish them, but that one is a great finish. I mean, it's as route one football as you can probably ever find. We just gambled on the fact that the defender was going to make a mistake. He does make a mistake, and it gives us a free goal, really. There's a nice little floating cross from Idris. Gives Junior Adamu a good chance up against his man. Adamu gets up first and just glances it in past the keeper, to be fair. I think this game was quite... The scoreline complements us quite well. We probably didn't deserve to beat them as well as we are at the minute. Once again, we play through their defence very well. Bad positioning from the defender there gives John Buckley a free run on goal. And John Buckley is going to get involved with the goal scoring. And having replaced Elliott off the bench, John Buckley decides, you're trying to give me a new position, Gaffer. I'm going to prove to you that I deserve to play there. Here you go. Nice little bit of pace shown by John Buckley. Gets away from both men and easily puts it home. We decide to bring Callum Gribben on for his debut in his new position here for Austin Gale. Give Austin Gale a bit of a break, considering he's been doing a lot of work recently with the national team and with our team. From the kickoff, Hull City try and break forward quickly. They're looking to try and get something from this game. We crowd them out well. They play the ball straight to Harry Brockbank. We retrieve it here, play a long ball across to Josh Kay. Josh Kay holds it up, goes back to Kagossi. Kagossi finds Gribben. Gribben does give the ball away on his first attempt, goes back and wins it, but it is a free kick. I personally didn't think that was a free kick. I thought it looked like a good challenge to me. But we decided we're going to bring off Idris Kanu to save him a little bit of stamina as well and bring on Dior Angus. So Dior Angus comes off the bench. Hull City have a free kick here. We look to see if they can do anything with it. They decide to try and chip it. Do win the header and it flicks to the back post. The man tries to take it on the first time volley, Keane Lewis Potter. Doesn't do anything with it. We find Josh Kay out on the wing, who finds Callum Gribben. Gribben goes inside to Buckley, who finds Dior making a very good run. Dior shows very good strength and gives us the 5-0 lead in the 89th minute. So this game is wrapped up. If it wasn't already at 4-0, it definitely is over now. Hull City, like I said, they probably didn't deserve to get beaten 5-0. They played pretty well. They were finding spaces in and around my formation, especially in midfield and where the wing backs were pushing up. But like we say, at the moment, this Barrow team are very, very, very clinical. If you don't come and don't give us your best, then we're probably going to beat you.
Marvelous piece of skill.
After that, I decided to just show the end of the game, let it play out. Nothing too interesting happens. We have some good attacks. They show some good defensive awareness, try and push forward for their own goal as well. But they didn't really ever threaten us that much, and as you can see there, that's the end of the game. So yeah, they didn't ever do too much to pressure us. We had a pretty comfortable win. So yeah, we walk away with another win against a big team that are challenging us. Now we go into the game against Fleetwood that really we were hoping would just be a formality, because Fleetwood are down in the table. We did have to make some rotational changes for stamina reasons, but still we have a pretty strong team and we show it early on. John Buckley, absolutely loving life up at Cam, scores another goal in this episode. And that's really all that happened in the first half. Not much interesting stuff going on. But following that in the second half, Fleetwood Town get the ball in the 61st and play it around very well. We try and play out, give the ball away. Fleetwood get it back once again, play around well, and they're going to find an equaliser with Mark Duffy there in the 65th minute, and they would follow that up in the 82nd minute with another good goal, which is where I decided it's time for us to hop in and try and repeat the heroics of past jump-ins and get ourselves a result from this game, because right now we're on for our first loss of the season, which we don't particularly want to take because we're in a title race, a very tight title race, and if we give any points away, Barnsley could take advantage of that. Luke Jeffcott goes through on goal. He's pretty much clear through on goal and absolutely spoons it over the bar. I cannot understand, even now doing this voiceover, I cannot understand. Obviously, you can imagine my reaction was a lot more in the actual recording process. Dior Angus also then has an opportunity to get us a point from this game, but he will also fail from another good save by the keeper. Fleetwood will dribble out with the ball to our half. Kagossi does win it back, and we're looking to try and get something in the final minute. We want to move this ball forward quickly. We get it to Dior Angus. He's looking for the ball back, but the referee decides that that's the end of the game, and unfortunately, against an unexpected opponent, Barrow AFC take their first loss of the League One season. It's really quite a sad one to take, but like I said, we all knew we were going to take one eventually. Following that, we have another youth update. We see some more growth on Oscar Plant. James Cross is looking a little bit iffy. We also have a scout report back here. I don't think we end up taking any of these players. No, I don't think we actually end up taking any of them. So we're looking for the very top tier of the youth systems right now. We don't want to bring in like these mid-ground players that could be good but will probably not do anything. We want to bring in the top tier players that are going to be absolutely incredible as soon as we need them to be. That's really what I'm looking for. But yeah, after that, really, that wraps up. You can see Barnsley, they don't actually manage to take advantage of our loss. So the gap is still 2 points, so we still have a very good chance. But that is going to be the end of the episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the voiceover, and peace.